And then lastly, just touching on the player signing and integration process in terms of just sort of briefly just trying to touch on how we work. So when we've identified, right, this is a player of interest, we'll present to the player, to the agent. If it's a player we're trying to take on loan, then the loan club as well, if this is relevant. In this meeting, we try and be as informative as possible. So it won't just be a generic conversation where it's, talking about usual sort of things. We try and take it to that next step. So we'll include coaches in this presentation, the loan manager, if applicable. Lee will always be on these meetings as well. And we present how we work from an analysis point of view, performance, coaching. So there's no uncertain terms in terms of the demands and how we work and what our environment is. Again, player pack is shared with all relevant stakeholders. I think one key thing that we're trying to shift going forwards, and that would be quite unique, is assigning a member of our department to the player. So what often happens is you sign the player, we do everything in terms of the process building up to the player signing. He then signs, and then, from our point of view, it's almost like then the player moves on from us. We're going to try now going forwards, make sure that there's someone there that has that relationship with the player on an ongoing basis and is part of the player's IDPs and so forth throughout his time with us. Coordination of player care. This is massive. It's not just about players developing technically, physically on the pitch. It's about players developing as people. So we have a player care officer and we work really closely with her. So for argument's sake, a young player, he comes to the club, he can't cook, he can't drive. We'll identify these things, we'll have an initial meeting and then put provision in place to try and improve and develop the player and the person in these areas. And then ultimately that all leads up to Lee sort of figureheading the IDPs and bringing all the relevant staff in to do that. So yeah, that's everything from me.